Director Orme Yoon popped off again. Not the eye windshield wiper. Bruh.
Don't you try me, I want some more. Don't you play me, we on the floor. Don't you try me, I want some more. We ain't even famous. Don't you try me, I want some more.
Okay, I just couldn't stop watching it. Rima's the director, by the way, and the editor. She keeps beating herself. Every single music video is just better than the next. Okay. Oh my goodness. I haven't followed her back. Gotta follow her. Sorry, Rima, that's my bad. She kind of pops off, does XG, Espa, some of the best work out there. I've also recently just made friends with her VFX artist, who is a huge part of this video. His name is James. Let's start breaking this down. We have a mountaintop with a swirly cloud, which kind of looks like the inside of an eye. Plot twist, it is the inside of an eye, and this eye is a little bit rainy, so it needs a little That just makes me uncomfortable. Like anything touching the eyeball, just no thank you. And then we go from this dark, bluish black eyeball to dark hair with bluish highlights. An amazing match cut. And I think this is a motion control. I can't even talk. Let me try that again. And I think this is a motion control camera rig because of the complexity of the camera movement. You can tell that she's wearing this little chain thing. And then I think this entire shot right here is all VFX. But real shot to VFX shot, and this is done by James. He literally goes on set and takes scans of different members, different locations, different images, and then Rima's been on this 3D kick where they just start creating all kinds of crazy stuff in VFX. And that's how we get this crazy chain transition. That's how we get our title, all in VFX, directed by Orme Yoon. I think Rima may be the best K-pop editor. Or the best editor, like ever. She's actually insane. I think that's all VFX, and then now we're back to reality. I saw an Instagram post of James saying that he created this supercar from his mind just for this music video. Bro's talented as frick. And then we're back to reality. Here's the thing. This is so simple, but we're just matching camera movement, kind of tracking from left to right, going across, and then we're adding little things to distract our eye in the transition. So we're taking shots, duplicating them, and adding a directional blur on the blend mode of probably lighten or screen. And this happens throughout the entire music video. Doing a directional blur creates this illusion of a ton of speed, and it distracts our eye. It's nice. Now we're into a VFX shot completely, 3D scanned. And then this is just, I believe it's a 360 camera, I think. There's a bunch of those in here. There's no camera movement on a 360 camera, it's just on sticks. But you can actually animate the lens, you can animate the way that the camera moves in post for your 360 camera. So we take that motion as we're tracking and we cut into the 360 camera way off in the side over here. And then we continue that camera movement by zooming out. Creating that camera movement to match in that 360 camera is genius. That's crazy. All VFX. Now I'm thinking this is a little bit of Photoshop AI. So you can take frame by frame and replace what she's sitting on. All you have to do is head into Photoshop, select this area and say, give me a different motorcycle. And then you can take one frame at a time and change what she's sitting on. And then we also use generative AI to change what are in these little like LED paintings on the side. So it remains consistent for her, but the paintings change. This is nuts.
Don't you try me,
Okay, we have to talk about that section. There's so, bro, we're gonna be here for a while. Just get comfortable. The amount of transitions are crazy. I think Rima looks at every single shot, every single cut, and says, how can I create a transition? What effects can I add to this shot? So we got a lot to break down. So right here, this is crazy. She does 2 shots and a little jump cut. Even these tiny details where it's a quick jump cut and camera movement and directional blur with some masking, and we get like a speed ramp camera shake. That's nuts. I think it could be just be AI, could be an actual artist, but we have little all-day project. Just put black over people's eyes, a sensor something, and it automatically looks more like high art. Simple. And right here, I think this is a motion control camera rig, so we have a consistent camera movement moving back. And when you put a TV in front of a camera and the camera's already shooting the TV, it creates this infinite loop. So that's what they did right here. But then since it's a consistent movement moving back, we can jump cut to anything else and the movement stays the same. So that's how we introduce our member right there. And then we just use a little masking transition, go like this, zoom in, put something else in the background, and you're good to go. Pretty simple. There was so much chaos there, but the thing I want to highlight is the way that all the chaos matched to the music, especially the speed ramp. So the key line is "we ain't even famous," and the famous, it kind of feels like it's fast, slow, fast. So boom, boom, and that's what she does in the edit. So she speed ramps into it, slow motion, speed ramps out of it through a few different clips. Boom. It's nuts. Those little speed ramp details match to the music so well. So it's calculated chaos. It's not just pure chaos. And I think we have, again, a VFX transition going through the fan. Now this is just chaos. This is just literally nuts. The key transition I want to highlight here. Right here, here's the original shot. I think that she says, okay, you know, do your little hand choreography by yourself, shoots it in front of the tunnel, zooms in, and then matches it to another shot. So you can see right here on this frame, we get the next shot, just her hands rotoscoped in, and it matches perfectly. And then as she continues, we cut in first her fingers, and then her head, and then the background. And we've transitioned to a completely another shot. And then we transition to another shot here, right here, to get to the tongue VFX shot. That car is crazy. And it matches the music so well. There's some lens attachments. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's probably the best transition I've ever seen in my entire life. Okay, we're 48 seconds in, y'all. This is insane. But look at this, dude. It's still going. The car is coming in down the building. What the actual heck? Okay, so it looks like we have 2 fisheye lenses. We're doing a little camera movement. But the thing that's crazy is the spin movement, bro. That's what's nuts. But we have a normal heel with some grooves in it, and then you take the inside of the grooves and you highlight them orange. Okay, now they're orange. Great. And then right here, you can see as we spin, the street starts to come in. That's bars. Put that in quotes, Jordan Orme 2025. Because it's a fisheye, it kind of looks like a circle, and we get 2 fisheyes coming together. The street is getting highlighted parallel to the grooves of the heel that are glowing now. We get like a lens distortion effect on the outside. And then we cut to like a little tiny planet. Again, a very, very wide angle fisheye lens, just like the previous shot. And then we go down the street. And then it transitions to day and there's a car driving down a building. It's gotta be VFX. There's no, I mean, obviously this is not possible. This is absolutely nuts. He's upside down. Bro, I love how every member is getting their moment. We're just going from member to member to member as an introduction. This is the first music video I've seen from them. Bro is upside down and he has his whole wardrobe being touted along next to the truck. That's crazy. And right here, it looks like they just shot a quick shot of him performing next to the car. And then we decided to, you know what, let's actually pretend that the car is moving and then jump cut it together. You can tell because of all these lines that this is fake directional blur. I'm pretty sure all of this on the outside is VFX. I'm pretty sure this little light looks like VFX. I don't think that's real, but it helps sell it too. And then we get a little bit of the reflections on here. That's amazing VFX. And then this is the real shot. Okay, this could potentially be generative AI, not quite sure, or VFX, but the real shot is right at the beginning here. So it looks like our boy is gonna jump, but he doesn't jump. This is just a frame. But if you take this clip, add it into some kind of image to video generator, and you could say, turn the man flipping into clothes, and then you speed ramp this, it could look something like this. And then you would get a weird, trippy, AI generated image. You could also do this with VFX, but it's possible for us to do it, which is really cool. You can do this with AI.
When I walk through the bar, I be getting what I need. Those things I've got.
All right, the ones that I want to highlight here is this transition out of his section. We just do some flutter cuts, which means cutting from one image to another and then back and forth and back and forth. And we have a little lens attachment that creates a double image right here. And so we have that intercut with just a normal shot of him rapping. It gives us this really trippy effect, especially because in this image, there's like two of his arm, which looks weird. And then in addition to that, we have this VFX shot where the little kitty cat comes to life. And we also have these directional blurs that are only on half the image. Adding directional blurs, y'all, is fire. Don't sleep on adding little directional blurs and then masking them out for just certain parts of the image. That's all VFX. And now we have, look at this stretching effect. So this is like an overhead shot, I think, of the elevator that she's in. But take this shot and we just start stretching it out and doing like these little flashes. Weird, I would have never thought to do that. But I think she did that because the next shot is a tilt up transition and the background has a lot of vertical lines. And so taking vertical lines and making them stretch out and then having a transition where you tilt up vertically into another shot with vertical lines is so satisfying. That's genius. Okay, some masking transitions. That's pretty simple. So you're telling me there was a motorcycle person that was flying through the sky at the next member, and she just stops them with her arm. Bro breaks his spine off. Like, it's done, bro. Like, you need to go to the chiropractor. You're not doing well. Your spine broke in half. What is that? Rima Yoon! Is this some kind of Beyblade top? Look, and bro, this is what James is doing. Look at how he's making these 3D elements, bro. And then, oh, okay, this is a necklace. It's not a Beyblade thing. Okay. I just dated myself big time right there. Well, I don't know if I did. Anybody use Beyblades? I don't know. Continue. Ooh, nice match cut. A little fade out. Okay, so she had this transition where you're whipping into the shot and she needed to figure out, okay, I need to go from a normal shot to a camera whipping shot. What can I do? Again, we're gonna rotoscope people out because it's a black background. That's easy to do. Or we could just put it on the blend mode of lighten and only the light parts of the image show. And then we add our favorite directional blur, send them across the screen like that, and then we get that whip pan in and everything feels natural. Look at all these duplicates with some blend modes with directional blur flying across the screen, animating them across the screen, and then that whip pan feels so nice. That motivation from the light flying across right here is the perfect motivation for that match cut. Same thing with the clapboard, bro. I don't know why. It looks like there's a slate or some kind of LED wall. And so she was like, you know what? I'm just gonna take a picture of the slate and animate it in over this. Cause why not? We got Rima Yoon, Ridge and Film, All Day, fire. Now that was a 360 cam that you can animate from a wide angle lens to a longer lens. It's super wide, or it starts super close and then it zooms out and changes focal length. Super close, zoom out. Okay, this is just nuts. This is beyond me. Bro, the fact that we're getting 3D elements now, the lyrics are being said on this broken phone on the bottom half of his face. He wasn't saying it, he was just chilling. And then we get the lyrics coming in. That's sick, bro. Rima, I literally can't with this. Like, you need to chill. Okay, that makes me want to throw up. Please edit that out. I'm sorry, I'm really embarrassing right now. I just don't know how to act after seeing this. Okay, so look at these background images. I'm pretty sure that James captured all of these in a 3D space. So he just does scans of pretty much anything and can translate it into a 3D environment. So here's a scan of that one set with the horse and the motorcycle changing. Here's a few other sets, and then here's that elevator set. The next location that we're transitioning to is the elevator. So we take that 3D scan of it and motivate the transition to that scene through that. Boom. Now that right there, like that's either gotta be a bolt camera rig, or it could be a combination of a 360 camera on a bolt camera rig. That could work. But it looks like we're changing angles and we're changing focal length and rotation at the same time, which is impossible, kinda. At least at this lens. So I don't know, it could be a 360 camera or it could just be a really nice change in focal length while the motion control camera rig is working. Because you can do that, you can change focal length with your motion control camera as well. It's sick. Okay, James, with your car, your 3D car. Alright, now this music video is normal. Nope, not normal again. That Rima Yoon, you did a good job. You had like 3 or 4 shots right there without something absolutely ridiculous happening. So I'm proud of you for just like giving us a break for 2 seconds. But then we get this shirt that, you know, changes faces with VFX. You're insane. Does anybody see the Espa Armageddon similarities or some XG similarities? That's Rima Yoon for you guys, right there. Woo! Dude, I love that lens attachment. I'm loving because we're getting some sideways directional blur on these VFX car shots. This is a VFX car shot, we have sideways directional blur, and then we cut to this shot that also has sideways directional blur because we're duplicating it, putting it on a blend mode, and just streaking that thing out. Or this is a lens attachment. Sometimes it's hard to tell. You can do it in camera or you can do it in post. Woo! That image was nuts. He did not just do a dance break, bruh. Okay, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. Check out this freaking transition. All of this right here, I'm pretty sure is a 3D scan in a 3D environment where we get that similar, that twisting camera movement. That's pretty much impossible to do in camera in real life. So that's very similar to this transition from Armageddon. Look at this. All done with 3D scans from our boy James. So James did that transition as well. The movement is all digital, but it doesn't look like it because it's a 3D environment of the actual people. Insane. And we do this perfect match cut right here where we have a group dance match cutting with a solo performance. Oh, it looks so perfect. It looks like VFX, but it's just a simple cut between the exact same framing. That may be like the craziest music video ever. Guys, we are so close to 1 million subscribers. It would mean the world to me if you would, click the button. If you would like to learn how to edit music videos or anything at all, I would love to personally coach you. Check out the details below. God bless you guys. Peace.